How much are you willing to pay for my plums stuck to a board? Is all I want to know. Yes.
I'd pay money if your actual plums were stuck to a board.
And that would be quite an artistic expression.
Yeah. We've got 20 minutes now to have a great chat with the one and only. Well, let's introduce them separately. They're two friends, two great friends, both actors. They've both done serious roles. They've both done comedic roles. We're live on Global Play. You can watch if you want. You look at the amazing back catalogue from Hollyoaks all the way through to massive ITV dramas. The brilliantly talented Mr. Will Mellor is here.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And the star of the royal family, Ralf.
Yeah.
Here he is.
Every time.
There it is.
Oh, and of course, sorry, the show that if you can, it gets millions of viewers, but you won't find one person in your life who's ever seen it. Death in Paradise, of course. Let's be honest, every actor's favourite gig, 9 months in Mauritius, however the hell that was filmed.
Guadeloupe.
There you go.
Guadeloupe.
Anyway, do you want to be a guest on Death in Paradise? Yep. Do you want to read the script? Nah, just want to get out of it. How long can I stay?
I was a murderer on it.
Were you?
People actually say to me, well, when Ralph was doing it, you should go in it with your mate. I said, I was in it. I'm in prison. I killed someone.
You're still there.
Do you know, honest to God, they asked me to play, obviously, like Ralph said, as soon as you get asked to do Death in Paradise, you think, I'm out in the Caribbean for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I hardly read it. And then they said, well, I was playing a doctor. And I thought, me? A doctor? So they said, you got a stethoscope round your neck. I went, that'll do. I'll pass as a doctor.
I don't give you big, long medical terms or words or anything like that.
I did Casualty years ago and I was a receptionist and I was so chuffed. I was so chuffed that I never had to come up with some big words in resource.
So some of that dialogue in those hospital dramas is something else. It's another language, isn't it?
Killed to have seen you try and do that.
No, I was in reception just checking people in. They hit me limit then.
Jason Fleming was just sat there a couple of days ago, and his two young lads, his sons, are out doing the Lord of the Flies for the BBC, and he's literally the chaperone, and he had nothing to do.
Yeah.
5 months they were away. Where were they?
With the Caribbean.
Somewhere like that, yeah. And he went, it's the best gig I've ever had.
It was just
5 months. They even asked me to stop going to set because I was a distraction. All right.
Yeah. Perfect.
Wow.
That sounds like a nice
England was playing at the same time as well. The World Cup was on, so I probably worked for about 4 days out of 2 weeks. I needed a holiday when I got back. But I was a bit rough. You know what I mean? I spent a lot of time in that bar.
Ralph wasn't in it then, though, was he?
No, it was Chris Marshall.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
And Ralph will tell you there's quite a culture of drinking in the Caribbean for Death in Paradise.
Not when I was there. I was a different era.
All right. But and the crew all finished work and
Don't look at me like that.
I am looking at you like that.
Listen, I've had media training, all right?
Are you dry now? You don't drink anymore?
No, I like a drink from time to time, yeah.
Time to time? Yeah. God, Will can't get through the day without a couple of pints.
Well, we've had this very discussion on our podcast many a time.
Hang on, what do you mean I can't get through the day? Where's that coming from?
He'll start looking about like 1 p.m. He'll be like, is it too early to crack a beer now?
He's talking nonsense. On the pod, he had a go at me the other
literally
day
not true.
because we was called 2 pints of Will and Ralph, right? So we're recording a podcast and we usually have a couple of pints because it's supposed to be representing two blokes in a pub, having a chat, come and join us,
Keep
have
it
a bit
real.
of banter.
Absolutely right.
And I had alcohol-free beer and he went mad at me. But I was like, it's the afternoon and I've not been feeling too well.
But normally, if you've been feeling all right, what would you be drinking?
Well,
right. And what do I normally secretly drink?
tea.
Thank you.
We're getting on now, Chris.
We're getting on. We're middle-aged men, Chris.
If on stage when we do the tour, which is what we're here to talk about, we do have a beer.
All right.
No, I'm not saying for you. I'm saying we do have a beer.
Step back with you, Chris. We've got stuff to talk about.
I'll have a nap.
We've got this, Chris. Shall I sit there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And we have a couple of beers on stage and we cheers the audience and, you know, it's part of it on stage because it starts at 7:30. I can't drink in a day. I need a kip.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. If I start drinking at 1, I can drink at lunchtime. I can drink till midnight. No dramas. I mean, I'll be drunk, but easy. If I was drinking at 1 and stopped at 3...
No.
I'm ready for a nap at 3:10.
It's hard to say, mate. Can't do it. I can't
till the next morning.
Yeah, I mean, I might go out later, but it's very rare. I walk past people lunchtimes, and blokes in suits having a pint outside a pub, and they'll have a couple of pints. I don't know how they do.
You get that thing where I'll walk past now, and you know, when I was younger, I'd go, "Oh, they're lucky they're getting to have a beer," and now I walk past and I go, Ooh, it's not for me that anymore.
Unless I was then out for the duration.
Yeah, unless it's a sesh.
And the best ones are, and I'm just going to say it, like if my missus is away on tour and then I go out to the pub at 2 p.m. and I drink till 8 and then I can go home, no dramas, no worries, right? Feed the cat, give it a little cuddle, cat looks at me like I'm leathered, and then have a kebab, go to bed.
Give the cat a bit of your kebab. Mate. That's what he said. Feed
And
get that down.
And then wake up in the morning, no hangover.
No, I never get hangovers.
No,
Here's one for you.
Don't start.
He's one of them.
Here's one for you. I've just went to Tenerife with the missus last week for a few days, Valentine's Day and all that.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I made sure I got nice and tan because I knew he was doing some TVs and I wanted Ralf to look extra pale next to me.
Sunbeds.
He looks like Casper today. That's not his fault, it's because I'm tan. I was out there and you know in the morning when you get to the airport it's like 7 o'clock in the morning and people are having a beer.
Yeah.
Do you do that still? People still do it.
On holiday.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Do you know the holiday thing?
in a way,
Do you do it?
for
There's
sure.
no time in an airport.
Different rules.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
it is different rules.
Yeah, love it.
People having like shots.
Talking
you know
about
what I
having
mean?
a beer and what have you, by the way, I just turned 45 a couple of weeks ago, February the 8th. Thank you very much.
You don't look
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And I was given a present by Auntie Dawn, and the present was a Chris Moyles bathroom diffuser.
You are joking.
Yeah, for sure. My bathroom stinks now.
Beautifully.
It's just
Beautifully though, right?
Do you know what? I really wanted to come and mug you off, but I'm furious because I walked into the bathroom and I forgot, and I was like, that is absolutely lovely. And I was like, oh no, don't tell him.
What does it smell like? Greg's. Meat potato pies.
Do you know
That's what my diffuser would smell like.
Well, it was going to be.
I don't think he sort of modelled it off his own bodily odour.
No, it was good.
Didn't Holly Willoughby bring it also? No, it wasn't.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow was a Holly Willoughby.
No, oh, sorry. I got mixed up. Maybe.
I'd buy it.
Maybe I had a dream. Maybe that was a dream I had. Didn't she have a candle that smelt of her lower region?
Yes, she did, yeah.
Why would you want that?
I don't know. It depends what you're doing with a candle.
I've got a lock-up in Balham full of them if you want one. Let me know. Spend a fortune.
Just flies hanging around outside.
So let's talk about this. So unbelievably, Will Mellor and Ralph Little are doing a 2 Pints podcast tour with new dates confirmed.
Yes. It's called November Nonsense. The clue's in the title when it is.
When is it?
November.
Brilliant. That's a great. That says not nonsense then, is it?
No,
Makes sense.
it is quite clever, in fact.
Look at that. Look at there they are. Look.
There we are.
Look at the look of disdain you're giving each other.
Yeah.
That's a look of love. That's a look of disdain.
And the phone on the table, is that for you to call someone and go, listen, I think Ralph's going to be out of this soon. Do you want
No, do you know what it is?
It's an interesting one.
There's two things. This red button is my emergency button. If Will starts saying something that I think is going to get us both cancelled, as you've experienced already on this chat, if he's just going, I'm like, and it's basically, it's almost like an ejector. It's not quite, but I've pressed my emergency red button, and sirens go off.
No, what was it?
Career siren.
No, it wasn't. It was Mustang Sally. He pressed it, and then I go, but hey, I'm off. He goes, no, you're not singing it. It was just a distraction.
Yeah, it was to try and distract him. And then the red phone is if either of us are saying something where our producer thinks maybe we're going to get ourselves cancelled, the red phone goes off.
Yeah, producer calls us from the back of the room.
And this is for the live show.
Yeah.
Make sure that buzzer is plugged in and not on batteries because it's going to get used a lot.
It does. It does. But you know, it's a part of the show and it's good banter. The people, when the phone rings, the audience love it because it's like, and I'm like, well, I've not said nothing yet. And
he almost always has. Yeah.
It's less of the banker, more of the producer. And
That's it.
And so you'll have a drink before you go on stage, right?
We have a couple of beers on stage.
But will you have a drink before you go on?
Not really.
Honestly, times have changed.
Well, we have two on stage.
Times have changed.
Boring.
I know.
No, because you've got a show, so you can't turn up half smashed and just go, just enjoy yourselves.
An hour first half, an hour second half, and we basically get through 1 pint of beer per half of the show. And times have changed. Like, we're old.
Every year we do a drunken pubcast for charity. We do it once a year, and we put it out, and all the money goes to charity. We've got our 9th one on at the moment, so it's all of us from the show in a pub in a beer garden with Chris Tarrant. He's the guest this year, and this year I fell off the edge of the cliff a little bit.
Did you?
We take it in turns.
I introduced Chris Tarrant like this: the legend,
that is
the godlike broadcaster.
Thank you.
The absolute chancer. Right, so that was that. An hour later, I asked somebody this question. Can I ask you a question? There's a story that I tell in because I've not watched it back yet. There's a story I tell that I've only found out from people texting going, I can't believe that story about you and insert name of person. And I'm like, why are people texting about that? How do people know about that?
Yeah.
I didn't tell that story, did I?
Oh.
Did I tell that story?
It's the ultimate beer fear, isn't it? Because it's being recorded and filmed as well. We feel very stupid. I don't know why we filmed.
Never record yourself drunk.
Never record.
We do it every year.
Evidence. It's called evidence.
It feels high risk. Don't keep receipts. Don't keep...
Right, which one of these dates should I go to and have a couple of pints?
We're at the Dominion in London, so it's not far for you.
You're never going to sell that out, are you?
Well, that's what we're worried about. Why do you think we're talking to you?
Why do you think we're giving it till November to sell it?
It filled out what We Will Rock You. Now it's got Devil Wears Prada and it's got us chumps in it for
Us
one.
pair of clowns.
I just thought you were playing someone's house, in all of these
We've
places.
got 2 tours already, and then
Pretty
now
much
we've gone
sold out,
and we
now
sold
we're
them
trying to
out,
step
so
it
we've
up.
gone bigger. And listen, all we can guarantee is a good night out. It's loads of fun. It's not just me and him sat there chatting. Audience participation. There's games we play.
Well,
There's one
there's
game.
always a big finale. Although
There's
we're not
one
sure
game
what it's gonna be this time.
where we have a bit of a question. I don't want to give it away because it's a different game. But I get electrocuted every time someone gets a question wrong. Right?
Lovely.
And Ralph's in control of the electric button.
It's a terrible idea.
It's a nightmare because he runs around the stage like obviously my arm's giving it loads while he's shocking me. And we said right, we'll test it on the people when they come up.
We'll get a volunteer up,
just to prove that we're not acting. Because, we're phenomenal actors.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So,
Phenomenal actors.
yeah, very believable. What can I tell you? Mr. Bates,
What did you just say?
Mr. Bates.
Oh, sorry, Matt.
Leave it. Buzzer. That's me up. Producer's ringing. So we tested it on this guy. And he's going, wow! I said, I told you it works. And we said to this lady, we'll test it on you. And we put it on her. She didn't, not 1 inch. She didn't flinch.
No, she didn't even not flinch. She just looked a little bit bored
Looked at us.
and unimpressed.
I said, did you not feel it? She went, yep, I've had kids.
It's just like, whatever. So we went, maybe
Well, then you should have put the pads there.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I was like...
We did. Nothing.
I was like...
Numb.
Yeah, it was like a candle. So I said, all right, well, I guess maybe it's not working. I'll just try it on Will. He shot through the ceiling.
Now, can you change the intensity?
Yeah, but it was as high as it
We've
went.
got one, and it's on low.
Like a 10. Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah. Well,
I know
I put
it
it
is,
up to high, and this woman was like, I've had kids, this is nothing.
Oh, she's fun.
Yeah, I know.
Invite you to your next party.
Yeah.
So, we're trying to sell it out. That's why we were on the One show last night. We met Kate Hudson. Will bored her.
She was lovely.
She was lovely.
She was willing to listen
but
to my whole life story.
She made the mistake of saying to both of us, she was like, oh, do you have any siblings? I'm fascinated by sibling dynamics. And I gave her a very short answer. Will gave her a 25-minute autobiographical dialogue. During the war, me dad, and I haven't mentioned this to you, Chris, he leaned. Oh, there was a proper... He was talking... there was a proper lean going on.
Nice.
It was...
Thanks for asking, Kate.
She was a lovely person.
Grab yourself a coffee, take your shoes off. It's a long story.
Big star, and she was, sometimes you meet people and you think, I wonder how they're going to be, you know what I mean, with their entourage and all that, and she was absolutely lovely.
He ran through every one of his family members, every sibling, what the dynamics were like.
But she's very... I've met before. I had a lunch with her one day, and she's very engaging, isn't she?
Do you know when
very
someone's
interested in you?
Yeah, exactly. Someone's asking questions that they genuinely want to know the answer to, rather than...
Well, depending on how long the answer is.
She was gutted. She asked me.
Did you put a name down on the guest list for is she going to come to the tour?
I don't know. Roman Kemp said he wanted to come, so
I'm going to ask her.
we're going to have to probably give away quite a few freebies to fill this one.
I'm actually going to ask her. I'm not texted her yet, but she gave me a number, so I'll ask her.
Look at you. Does she put it away? You're 45 now.
Does she not give you a number?
What? No.
Oh, that's weird. Sorry, go on.
I'm married, Ralph.
He's not going home with anyone's number. He likes his testicles attached to his body. He's not daft.
Talking about this,
she didn't really. Before that becomes a Daily Express headline. No, she didn't give me a number.
Talking about that on the podcast, right, where it's just started this season 5, and we were talking about certain things that happened last year, and we talked about this. Did you see this guy who sold this piece of art? It was a banana taped to a wall for 4.8 million.
Yeah.
Now,
Are you about to advertise your piece of art?
I was outraged by that because I was like, A, what idiots bought that? But B, he's got some nuts on him to be able to put that into Sotheby's and go, do you want to sell this? And why didn't he go, it's a banana, right? So I said, well, I'll throw my hat into the ring. So on the podcast, I was like, right then, I'm going to stick some plums to a board with some tape and sell it.
Good idea.
And he did.
Well, nothing. And I
we
just
not
thought,
sold it yet?
Why no one paying a lot of money for my plums stuck to a board?
Is it? Where
Listen,
is it? Where
he's
can
looking
people
out
buy it?
diffusers left, right and centre. I can't
Go
believe
to
no
my
one's bought your
podcast,
plums.
right?
Yeah.
Go to my podcast and just have a look up there. I'm accepting offers, and I'll take £1 million. I don't want 4.8.
Yeah,
I'll take.
you don't need 4.8.
No, that's
million.
just
How much are you willing to pay for my plum
around
stuck to a
millions.
board? Is all I want to know. Yes.
I'd pay money if your actual plums were stuck to a board.
And that would be quite an artistic expression.
Yeah, but you've got to stay out of shot as much as you can. Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
It represents how manhood has now been stuck down. That we can't be men anymore. You see, if you put a meaning behind it, it sells more money.
God love you. Yours was stuck down years ago. Love
Wait, they're still hard. I can't get them. They're near my knees now.
All right, in November then, here are where the boys are going to be playing: Birmingham, York, Liverpool, Stockton-on-Tees, Glasgow, Manchester, Reading, London, Halifax, Sheffield, Nottingham, Stoke-on-Trent. It's the dartboard tour. Now, if you're anywhere near London, get tickets to see them at the Dominion Theatre on the 16th of November.
Yeah, great. That
Are you going to come along?
venue is amazing.
16th of November. I mean, that's
Why are you looking at your diary like you know what you're doing in November?
I might not be here.
You guys should come along.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Very occasionally, depending on if somebody fancies
16th.
it, we'll get a little guest on stage. Why don't you come on stage?
Yeah, I'm not here.
There you go.
No, I didn't think you would be. Are you washing your hair?
Is there a fee?
What
Yeah,
for?
yeah, you get a beer.
Big.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right.
You can get a bit of merch.
I tell you what, I'll come on as a guest.
Yeah.
But absolutely leathered.
That's fair, no problem.
that's
It's in
perfect.
keeping. It's not.
Electrocute these!
Straight to sellotape them to a board.
Joe, let me just put it straight as well. Me and Ralph get a lot of messages saying, "Why aren't you coming to this place? Why aren't you coming?" We don't. We are
Yeah,
not
as
in
if
control.
we plan the tour.
Yeah.
We barely write the show. Basically, we don't know what we're doing until we turn up. We do, but we don't know. And hopefully there'll be more dates added because we're talking about maybe going to Ireland and other places. So we're just
tickets. I don't want to jinx anything, but tickets seem to be going very well already.
Yeah, yes.
So, yeah, we're
Yes.
very. So please do come and see us.
Yeah, and come and forget your problems for 2 hours and have a bit of fun with me and him. That's what it's about. People need to laugh nowadays, don't they? And before banter's cancelled, could be cancelled next year, so there might not be any more tours.
Are you all right? Have you had a lot of coffee?
I've had 2 coffees. I've had too many.
Every single podcast, every single time we do an episode, Will's like, I'm just worried we won't have anything to say. And I'm like, shutting you up is the difficult bit. What are you talking about?
Sell.
You get carried away, don't you? When we did a tour after we left the old place, we went on tour, and I used to open the show with about 5-6 minutes of like stand up, like just how are you? Thanks for coming, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And on night one, I ad libbed. I mean, it was all mainly ad libbed, and I had pointers, and I ad libbed a couple of things. I'm that was good. I'll do that tomorrow. So that went into the next day. And then the next show, you ad-lib something else. Or you do something with somebody else. That's good. I'll do that the next day. By the 8th or 9th show, my 5-6 minutes at the top, 14, 15 minutes.
Exactly.
And that's the interval. We'll see you for the actual show.
Yeah.
Dominic wasn't even turning up till half 8. He's like, there's no point in getting there.
Fine, yeah.
I'm not going to be on.
Yeah.
Well, listen, always a pleasure to see the
thanks for
pair
having
of
us.
you.
Yeah, good luck with the tour. That sounds awesome.
Where do people get tickets from?
Go to twopintspodcast.com. It's Live Nation this tour. You go to Ticketmaster, but everything's
Nation.
Oh,
Lady
right.
Gaga and you.
You're not playing games.
Yeah, you do know what I mean?
Yeah. We're having a go, Chris. We're having a go.
Yeah.
You better come and see us now before we get the stadiums.
There'll be a range of diffusers before you know it. Will's going to do a candle.
Do you want one? Do you want one for the set? Do you want a diffuser for the set? So
I
it
would
smells
love
nice?
a
It's all
diffuser
right.
for the
Depends
set.
how much you want to sponsor us for selling your diffuser on tour.
Well, what do you mean? No, it's a product placement, isn't it?
All right. No, we're all right then. We're not.
Oh,
You're going to make your own Gwyneth Paltrow candle.
I think I should.
I tell you what, Will, I'll make you a one-off candle.
Thank you very much. I bet it's going to smell lovely.
Oh, it won't.
Moyles, I would love a diffuser. Thank you very much. It's very kind of no
You've
problem.
got one.
Oh, I would like another.
I'll
I'm
get you-
surprised you. Oh, here's another thing. One show last night.
What?
One show, I walked into it. We had separate dressing rooms, which is nice. And I walked in and he's like, hey. And he's opening his case because he's down for a couple of days. It's full of M&M's, Maltese. Just robbed it from the green room. It's like, are you not making it?
Excuse me. If
Robbed
it's there,
everything
it's
he
there
had.
for the taking.
I can't believe you just turned down a free diffuser. Like, I'll never use it, but it's free. I'll keep it.
Oh, I didn't say it was free.
Oh, right. Is there a fee?
Yeah, it's free with every 30 quid you hand over. No problem.
Okay.
Go to twopintspodcast.com.
Yes.
Yep.
Get your tickets to see the boys in November. Just buy them now. Buy them today, and then you'll forget all about it. And then as it leads up to November, you'll go, oh, we've got tickets to see the boys. That'd be a nice.
And in the meantime, you can listen to our podcast. Just go to the same place, and you can find our podcast, and then you'll know what you're coming to see.
Season 5 just launched.
Season 5.
Unbelievable. I mean, I've heard it. It is unbelievable.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I'm surprised.
Good Lord, people listen to any old crap these days. Really well. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Ralf Little and Mr. Will Mellor.
Radio